on the moon.
Yeah.
So excited for you all to tune in to Three Brown Women, where we talk about the real, the what, and the how of the everyday life of a woman. And we've taken a break, but it is okay because we are back and we have some good stuff to talk about. But before I keep going, my name is Reese.
I'm Salome.
And I'm Sunshine, aka Christine.
Sunshine. So
virtually missed you.
I know. It's like we did our last episode together and now we're back at virtual, but it's not because of like anything, or it's not anything bad. It's just that circumstances, we just have to adapt to them. That's just what they are.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, right? Like, as long as we are able to still put ourselves on a platform, whether it's us in the same room or us in the same virtual room, it is okay. As long as you all get to tune in to our little chit chat for this amount of time. Yeah, you know, it's okay if we aren't in the same room. But no, that next time we are going to be in the same room and it's going to just host it here. So I am putting that in the universe. Next session is here at my house. Okay.
I mean, that's like bomb.com for me, especially because, well, both of y'all are very close to me, but you're like even closer. So we can just kind of like do it like that, like me, you, Sunshine, me, you, Sunshine, and just pretty much like rotate. But yeah, I agree. Yay.
I'm down for it. So let's update everybody on what has happened since we last met. Well, one, we had our photo shoot, which was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Salome, when we kind of go through the editing thing here, okay, if we can like drop some of our favorite pictures in this session so we could just share it with everybody. But the session was amazing. We had a dope photographer. We had a dope makeup artist. Just the energy was amazing. We did not do the busted challenge. We did not do the busted challenge, but it's okay because next session is in my house, so we have to make up for it.
We can do it there.
Yes, we can definitely.
I'm ready.
Definitely.
That's gonna be fun. And this time, and make sure we're gonna have some drinks. We're gonna have to have some drinks for that one.
Yes. Let's see. What is new with me? The business is doing well. The girls are doing well. I'm back on my workout kick. So me and my daughter, we went walking today. So that's pretty exciting. I got this last 30 pounds that I need to melt off. The business is doing amazing. Salome, I know you just left from California a couple weeks ago. So you have to update us about that trip. Yes, update us. Yeah, and then Chris, you have some exciting stuff, you know, with OLT. That's all I'm gonna drop is OLT. I'm gonna let you kind of talk more about it. So Salome, tell us about the trip.
Well, first of all, I went on this trip when we were like breaking, not like we weren't even breaking into spring. It would have been nice if we were like, but we had just got that huge snowstorm and it came so quick. I literally did not find out until that Tuesday, and I had to leave. It was supposed to be Thursday, but by Friday. But it was fun. I mean, it was amazing sunshine. And it was, the purpose behind it is like everything. So there's this movie that is actually coming out in the summer. There's a lot of big names in there, big name influencers in there, actors and actresses, Lisa Ray, Michael Collier, Jahan Jones, he's the main character, April Jones, Audra. There's like a lot of people that are in the movie, but it was really cool to actually get to talk to everybody, to collaborate with everybody. And when I say there were so many powerful people in the room from like all ages, and the purpose behind the film makes it even better because like this is Women's History Month, but the purpose with that film, one of the things was to honor the historians of comedy. And so that's why they had like a lot of great comedians like Michael Collier, who has been out for years,
I love
collaborating with
him.
young comedians like Jahan Jones. But I can't wait till you guys see the movie. It is going to be amazing. It's very funny. It's called You Married That. It's coming out this summer. Press release is already out, first press release. And we have more press releases to go. It's going to have a lot of the Love and Hip Hop LA people in the movie too. So, and for some of them, it's kind of like their first time acting. So it makes it even more dynamic because it's breaking barriers. It's driving people into new territories.
What I love the most about your trip was that you were able to like bring your sons along, right?
Yeah.
Like, so both of them are already making them a name for themselves in the YouTube space. So how was that like as a mother, just being able to
girl,
open the door for them there?
proud moments like all around. I mean, they were so professional, they were so nice, they were so, and obviously I knew that they were going to be this way, but I think that sometimes like people don't really expect young Black men anyway to be this, to come with that type of representation all the time, because you know they wear, Trent has his clothing line out, Black Rome USA. It's, you know, it's pretty much all Black, you know what I'm saying, everything. Dominic DeMarco, that's his name. He does his YouTube channel. He's an influencer. And just to see him, to be able to be in the same atmosphere as people who are doing the same thing, because it's really hard. Like he even, we talk about it sometimes, he has like video topics or video ideas, but really getting people together to like bring those topics to life or make those things happen is not the easiest thing. Like you would be surprised how many people say that they want to act or they want to do this and want to do that, and then at the very last minute they're like, they second guess themselves, you know what I'm saying, that type of fear. And you know, we try to push people out of, we all have it obviously, but it's really hard when you're independent artist at that and you're trying to like build this business. But they did amazing. They actually got to be part of the movie, which was pretty cool. They redid their scene like 4 times, which lets me know that they're not gonna cut it, and it was absolutely hilarious. Trent got to wear his attire, his collection in the film. And it's coming out, it's all happening at a perfect time because he actually has some music that's supposed to be dropping on Spotify this month. So wow. You know, he's gonna come with music, you know, they're influencing, and then this movie, this is a big year for them. It's a big year for them. So I'm proud.
Exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah. So I am proud.
And they are 18 and 19, or is it
19 and 20? Both birthdays back to back. DeMarco just turned 19 in February. Trent is going to be 20 in April.
Okay. That is exciting.
Young entrepreneurs. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more because, like, you know, the potential dangerous opportunities that, you know, kids their age have, and especially where we're not that far from Chicago, so just to see them actually use their energy and put it somewhere positive, that type of creativity, and to be able to create a space for themselves is, to me, it's, I don't even know what am I gonna ask for, you know what I'm saying?
So. What would you say are like things that you would like to see incorporated into March, right? Like now that it's like Women's History Month and we're celebrating it widely.
You know what? I don't know if that's just like a month thing. Because probably some of the things that I would want to see incorporated is something that should just be
Mm-hmm.
in general.
norm
You know what I'm
anyway.
saying? Just
Yeah.
like, you know what, like, okay, so this is like, we see this all the time where it's like, oh, it's Black History Month, and it's like, I'm Black every month. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like Women's History Month, I'm a female every month. It does not change. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the fact that we have more recognition on it this year than practically any other year. The marches, the celebrations. I would love a Women's History Award show. Like that would be so
Oh, that
awesome.
would
You
be
know what I'm saying?
dope.
To me,
That
I
would
mean,
be dope.
if we're gonna celebrate it, let's celebrate for real. I would love a Black History Award show, like in some type of way. I know I mean, you're Black, so you know, like
Yeah.
I don't want to say like certain, it's not to say that certain people are better than other people, but just honoring people is a gift in itself. If I can honor somebody, that to me that's a precious moment, because it's letting people know how much or how important they are to society in general. So, you know, I would want to see a lot of things incorporated, but I also just in hearsay throughout the days, throughout the years, for, you know, eternally, not just within the month, and then in April we go back to, you know, this inequality that women have to deal with. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
definitely my vibe for it. But also, with that being said, definitely owes to like all the women who have took so many stands for us. I just want to say, yeah, like we do see so many tributes for you know, women who fought through you know, slavery, different things. I personally, like I said earlier, I want to honor like women that I'm around, women who are, you know, in my personal space over the years, because they have definitely dedicated to making historical moments in my life. So while we're honoring everyone else, like make sure you honor the people that are in your circle also, because that's extremely important to me.
Like, I wish there was a way that you could know every woman that's had to struggle and be a single mother, or like,
Wow, yeah.
you know, work multiple jobs. And if there was a way that you can know that during this month and then just give them extra special attention or extra special something, then that would be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure there's a way you can find out, but
yeah,
if we have access to that stuff is a whole nother question. But just knowing, because for me, it's, I mean, a lot of women have done a lot of great things, but just the women that I see on a day-to-day basis, or that I may come across that have like 2, 3 kids and like in bad weather on CTA buses or public transportation, or doing what they got to do to make sure their kids got food on the table, whether that be working 2, 3 jobs or having to Uber and work as a cashier somewhere else, or whatever the case may be, just making the most out of their circumstances and then trying to better themselves. Because I've also seen women who were in difficult positions with being a single parent and not really having support of family, who did what they had to do and went to school and succeeded in school and became nurses and things of that nature. And whatever their dream or desire was, they did and made a better future for their child. So I don't know, just giving those type of women extra special attention, because it's Women's History Month, like celebrating a woman and all of the things that they've done for America and for society, period. And, you know, just for people in general. But it's like the women that really, really, really make the difference don't really get anything but to say happy national, you know, Women's History Month. Like, that's great, but the way was paved for them to be able to do the things they're doing so they can provide the way that they need to. And sometimes they don't even get the recognition, or they don't even get afforded the opportunities that they should to be able to provide for their children or their families. So
exactly, that goes back to, and see that to me is an issue, and that goes back to what I was saying with like those women, they don't just need those services in the month of March, like every year. Like they need those services all year round. So I just think March should be like one of those crunch down months where we are covering these topics, and we're making a way that, you know, that April, May, June, July, all the way until, you know, next March, that we have things prepared to protect a lot of these women out here, because realistically that's what it comes down to. Like, you know, single moms on the bus in the cold, where is their protection, you know? So
Or just like
I
when you see those
definitely agree.
things, when you see those things where women are just being attacked on a regular by
Yeah,
just everyday
yeah.
circumstances and nobody there to protect them or nobody there to help them.
Yeah,
And just
and those
having
circumstances happen because of the lack of protection.
just instilling the importance of a woman more to the man, you know. But I think it's so with that, I think it'll take decades and decades and decades for us to really get to that point
Of
of really
course.
having women being recognized, because it all comes from what's instilled in the man or a person while they're coming up, and what impact they, you know, what experiences they have with a woman. Not every person has had a good experience with a woman. So if you raised by someone who's not your mother or things like that, then you tend to have a different outlook on how women are once you get older, and you treat them differently. So it's a whole thing with, you know, because every woman is not the most amazing woman in the world. Let's not say that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, every woman isn't, but just to recognize the ones that really do something. But it's just like Black History Month, like you said. It's so many different hands that go into that, where we want to be able to say, I wish we were celebrated all year round as well. But, you know, we got people out there that, of course, make the storyline a little bit different for us, that make it look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same way with women. Every woman is not the best woman on earth. Every woman, I'm not saying every woman shouldn't be celebrated, but I'm also not saying just because you have a vagina and breasts that you are just amazing and you've done just amazing things. You know what I mean? So it's one of the things to where I just wish there was a way to kind of differentiate it, and then be like, okay, y'all, like you said, having a award show, but for like regular women.
Yeah.
Not like for the woman that fed the whole neighborhood, like, you know, the kids staying at her house in the summertime, or like stuff like that. Like, she gets the Woman of the Year award. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way that we could hone into that. It will probably have to be the like state by state. It couldn't be like a national, you know what I mean? But it would still be cool if each state implemented something like that to recognize the women in, you know, their communities or in their areas.
Yep. So, I mean, realistically, it's all about creating safe havens, creating different ways to just use our power to leverage therapy. Therapy is one of the things. I mean, therapy is a way of protection too, because let's be realistic, just like you said, you know, you're not saying that every woman is the best woman, but most people who are portrayed in, or they're struggling through something, is because they've been through a struggle. So, you know, that's therapy that's needed. That's a cultural differences, cultural education that's needed. I mean, there's a lot of things that would play into changing it, and it's not going to happen in 1 year. It's not going to happen in 1 month. But if we use this month every year to go back and look at what we've done before, and what we've how we've evolved, and how different things have helped, and, you know, continue to try to make progress with those things, then we'll get there someday, you know.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
I would hope so.
Yeah. And we all have to be a part. And, you know, I know that some things, just in general, taking ownership is not always easy. But I'm sure all of us have been in a predicament where we probably could have did something to help another woman out, you know, and we don't always do what we're supposed to do. That's everybody, but I think also just keeping each other afloat, you know, having these conversations like, so how did you help? You know, how did you help today? Or what, like you said, what are some of the things that you want to see change?
Yeah.
Do you feel that everybody should have like a social responsibility to help?
In some type of way, because other than that, what is your purpose here?
Mm-hmm.
What I think that's where the issue starts. And many times, like,
Yep.
a lot of us don't know what our purpose is, right? And so we don't live out that purpose. And sometimes we find out what our purpose is at a very late stage in our lives, and at that point we're too scared to step into our purpose, because
Right.
we have so many people around us who are so used to what they have, some of them have created, you know what I'm saying, the dynamics of what we've been. And not everybody, it change is fearful, right? People are afraid of change, right? That's why it takes so long to have conversations like this, or it takes so long to make changes in history, and that there's so much struggle when it comes to changing laws and breaking barriers and things like that, is because people are afraid of change. But with that being said, at some point you have to, before we transcend, I mean, why would you not ask yourself, what is my purpose, and do your job? Because everybody's purpose has a connection to something, in this world. Otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Right.
So I think everybody should, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So do you feel like, because I know for me sometimes like there's like a fog around like what is my ultimate purpose, like just the specific purpose. Like, do you feel that you have clarity on like what your purpose is on this earth?
I think that at some point everybody understands what their purpose is at that moment. That doesn't mean that, like, your purpose can change throughout life. The more you learn, you know what I'm saying, the more you should give back into the world. And we have to think about, there's some things that I know now that I can definitely very well pinpoint and say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is my purpose. But 35 years from now, I'm going to know something different. 35 years from now, my health probably would be different. So there's different things that I would be able to do. What is my purpose at that point? It's not just having, I don't think anybody has just this one set purpose. That's never going to be, because we have so many talents. We have so many things that we can, contribute to the world. So your purpose is going to change. It's just, like, are you willing to like evolve with that? Or are you going to say, I've been doing this for forever, so I'm just going to keep doing this? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the actor and the singer who only wants to be an actor and a singer for the rest of their life. Yeah. You're good and well, at some point, why didn't you open up some type of academy? Why didn't you use your wealth to give back to the community, or to feed the homeless, or to do something that you're supposed to do? Like, you don't have just one set purpose. Have like
lay down.
I keep having this freaking dream about snakes, and I don't know, like, I keep having these dreams about snakes.
No, but I keep seeing repeated ones multiple times a day, every single day.
Oh, that's new beginnings, baby. You better receive that right away.
Yeah, it's literally, especially
if you're seeing them 111 or 111. Well, 111 is new beginnings. 1111 is judgment. So just be careful what you do when you see the 1111.
I'm always seeing 1111.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
I was just gonna say, did we just lose it? Change roads.
Yeah, I'm always seeing 1111. It like never fails. Like for like the past maybe 3 weeks, like every single day I'm catching the clock at 1111.
111 is definitely new beginnings. 1111 is judgment. So whenever I see 1111, I'm like super cautious, like, well, somebody might get on my nerves, but I'm not gonna say that. 111, just receive that all the way, because definitely.
Right. Like judgment as in be careful, because like you don't want nothing bad to come on you. Not judgment like judgment day as in death, right?
Not judgment day as in death. Judgment as in you might be faced with an opportunity. You might be faced with a situation like, how are you going to handle it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I was
I
straight.
get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was straight. Okay.
Well, just so everyone knows, my online accessory boutique will be launching May 1st. So
I'm ready. Just in time for spring and summer.
I know.
Bling.
I need to incorporate some sunglasses at this point.
Right?
It was summertime today.
It was nice.
Yes.
It was
and it's gonna be like that tomorrow too. You know that, right?
I wanted to go outside
this weekend.
I wanted to go outside in shorts and flip-flops, and I didn't care what nobody thought.
You could have did it. Nobody would have judged you.
I went outside with flip-flops yesterday, but I didn't get out the car. But
that was me.
Out in shorts. So.
That was me the other day. I was the same way because I had put on what was it? It wasn't yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. No, I'm lying. It was Saturday night. I'm tired of wearing shoes.
Me too.
I am like I'm not a gym shoe person. Y'all know that. Like I'm either doing flip-flop sandals or heels or some type of boots. Like, but I'm like tired of like wearing boots, or I'm tired of like my feet being closed. I love my feet out.
Hey guys, side note, next episode or within the next few episodes, we should have an episode dedicated to cheaters and liars.
Ooh. I wouldn't even care. Look, you know what I was wondering the other day that came to me, like, what the heck happened to that one website? Do you remember like some years ago, don't dateemgirl.com?
It still exists, just so you know. I just found out about it this year because somebody was like, don't end up on this page, and I was like,
it don't exist no more,
like, is this real? Yes, it does exist. I think it's just under a different name now, like something similar to that, though.
I'm looking it up.
I just told Sharice about that.
How you just not found out, girl? I've been to about that.
I wish I would have known a long time ago, but I need it for right now.
I never put anybody on blast though. We should have a whole different. Like once if we together and I break up with you, I don't want nobody to know that we was together. Like delete everything.
I don't care. I don't care about none of that. All I know is I want the world to know that you were trash. Because if we were together and we broke up, that means you were trash.
That's true.
Period. Because I'm just the best. So it's just one of those things where if we didn't work out, and my last experience was super trash. So I'm really like itching to just like air stuff out. Not necessarily air that person out because I wouldn't use like real names or nothing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wish I could. In a perfect world, I would use like a real name.
But I thought on adultdateemgirl.com you could use real names.
I would also have their picture next to me, like a news, like when you were the news anchor, they have the picture sitting up and they were like, this just in, this trash ass.
Right.
No person. I don't want to say the word. This trash ass person just recently committed suicide to his relationship life because I'm about to air all his dirty laundry out. Like, I wish I could. Don't y'all wish, like, in a perfect world, you could do that and not come off looking bitter? I just figured I'd throw that out there. Perfect
world. Where is this girl's? Like, I'm looking for it now.
Girl, I don't know. I don't remember the
exact name,
I told you.
Learn to date.
I saw people talking about it. I told you I saw people talking about it, and I need to search my last trash dude on there and see if he was on there already.
I'm like on here on Instagram.
We should totally have a segment about trash dudes, especially because it's Women's History Month and it's just like National Women's, like, here, I am woman, hear me roar, and all the trash niggas need to be aired out, period.
I agree.
Because women are amazing and some guys, not all guys, don't get me to be sounding like one of them angry black women.
But you know, some women make guys.
What you say?
That's true.
Oh yeah, I think it's both ways. I think it goes both ways. The same way guys say a woman is crazy after he date her, and he probably made her crazy, is the same way that some women can say a man is trash, and she probably was just a trash ass female that didn't do what she should do as a woman or as a partner. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about the ones who did what they were supposed to do and still dealt with a trash person. That's what I want to talk about.
And it's being clear on what made him a trash
Yeah.
ass person. Because just because something does not work does not mean that
They're
one or the
trash.
other was trash. You know, some things are just not destined to work. You know, like, and I've experienced it myself, like just being in a situation and seeing like you all like were on the same page, but for whatever reason, like either he couldn't be straight or the woman couldn't be straight, whatever. But it's not necessarily because they weren't serious about each other. It just wasn't in there. It just wasn't destined for them.
You know, it comes down to toleration too. Yeah. It comes down to toleration. It comes down to different things that different people like and enjoy. What do you consider normal? What do you consider abnormal? It comes down to a lot of different things when you're looking at relationships and the reasons that people break up. But at the same time, there is a thin line. There is a very thin line. Some people like dating cheaters. I'm gonna be honest. Like some people like dating cheaters because they want to cheat too. They don't want somebody in their face. So I feel like discuss, like have these open discussions. Like if you're gonna be a cheater, just tell me you're gonna be a cheater. You know what I'm saying? It's all you have to do is tell the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how many
but I don't think that's as easy as it comes out. Like I've said that 110 times. Like, I don't understand what's so hard to say the truth. If you communicate and I tell you what I want, you tell me what you want, whether it differs or not. Like, I don't know. I think some people just are really afraid of the truth. Oh, they don't even know what they want for themselves. They don't even know what the truth really is.
Well, what it is that people don't want to date themselves. I think that is what happens.
But see, in order for a person to know that they're dating themselves, they have to take accountability for who themselves are. And that is the part where people don't do that. Like, there's a lot of people out here who I can see, you can see, they can see that they maybe are a false flagger or carry themselves in a way that's like, okay, we know that's not truly genuine, but this is how you choose to move around. This is how you choose to represent yourself, XYZ. That person may truly think this is me, like the way that they're trying to be every day, because that's something that they're trying to be. But really, they look like, they end up looking like trash, and they end up doing a bunch of stuff that make them look like they trying too hard, they're doing too much, or just look fake and not genuine. Like, I see it all the time. I think it goes like, I know everybody was like, oh, it's a relationship, like it's so many different ways it can go. When sometimes it's just as simple as a person is just not in touch with who they are and don't know how to take accountability for themselves. And it's not about, oh, we could work it out or putting effort or putting that time in, or maybe we just weren't right for each other. No, it's just that person is just, we got to recognize people, know that people have character about themselves, and it's all about that character. And if that character demonstrates that they're a liar, they're a cheater, they're a deceiver, and they won't, just all that stuff, manipulator, they have the master manipulator, them manipulators be real good to where.
So let me ask you this though. Do you think that sometimes, because I know some people say like whatever happened between you and the person that you was with before don't got nothing to do with me? No. But do you think that sometimes you need to know what happened between that person and that person before? I think in a lot of times, I think that the way that they 100%. Treated their past relationship like, I mean, yeah, I might not judge you because that was what, depending on what the situation is, but I don't want to say judge because like we're supposed to. Yeah. I hate when people be like, oh, don't judge. Like, dude, I am not freaking a robot. Like, I'm not artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm a human being, and a human being's brain is supposed to judge. That's how we are supposed to live our lives, judging what is best for us. Because if you don't do that, you're going to do whatever, right? So I'm good with judging. Yes, I judge. But with that being said, like, I feel like you do need to know what happens in that past relationship, because you know how many people are not alive right now if they would have just known that their spouse was physically abusive in their prior relationship, but they just wanted to not talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they say. They say that in the beginning, if you're really looking for something serious and when you're dating someone, these are the questions you should ask.
Yeah.
Why were you single? How long were you single? What happened in your past relationship? Like, these are the types of questions you're supposed to ask.
The real questions.
But it always goes back to the character for me. You can ask 100 million questions under the sun, but if that person does not want to indulge that and is a liar, or is not truly sold on what actually the situation was, so they don't see the error in their ways, you're not going to get that. You're going to get the narrative that they've created in their head. And you're going to, because it's in the honeymoon stages, or you really like this person or whatever, you're going to be like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
they're going to play the victim, and you're going to feel like you're the therapist.
Absolutely. That's the type of people I want to talk about. I want to talk about not the people who've dealt with stuff and been through stuff so they don't know how to operate and they're trying to figure out life. Not the people who, dang, I know I messed up in this area. I know I am messed up in this area. Bear with me as I go to counseling, or I seek help, or not those people, or not even the people that's just like, you know what, we just too different.
Yeah.
We just too different, and that's okay with me and you. Because I could be okay with somebody saying, dude, we just on two different sides of the street. Like, we don't make no sense. Ain't nothing right about us. Like, I'd be like, okay, that's fair. Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, if they feel like that, you felt like that at some extent. Like, we just too, like, you've been having to force yourself to conform to what they are, what they're doing. But like, there are honestly just trash individuals who knowingly go out here and do the same thing with the same people, just in different scenarios over and over and over again.
Do you think that's because those people have people in their ear telling them that they're doing the right thing?
No, I think it's because they have nobody in their ear telling them that they're doing the wrong thing. I think that there's enablers around them.
I like that.
I think it's enablers around them that make excuses for their behaviors and say, oh, well, they just don't know how to say the truth. They don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, no, after a certain amount of time and after a certain point in your life, especially when you pass 30 or higher up, bro, it ain't about hurting feelings. You know exactly what you're doing. Or girl, you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're trying to get out of each person, because I don't think anybody just aimlessly goes around hurting somebody continuously, keep saying, oop, my bad. Oop, my bad. I didn't know. Oop, my bad. I'm trying. Oop. At some point, you have to take accountability and say, dang, maybe I'm just messed up in this way that I don't care about hurting people. And I need to go ahead and do something about that. But again, if the person never does it, that's why you have people out here. And I'm not to say everybody's situation is like this when they have a bunch of kids, but that's why you have men or women out here with a bunch of different kids by a bunch of different women, bunch of different marriages, bunch of failed related. Like, I have people that I know personally that have been married 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times. Like, that's what they do. That's what they like to do. If they fall in love, it's just that. And if it don't work, then it's just that. And they see no fault in themselves when you don't know what you're leaving behind or what you damaged. And some of these women actually turn crazy. And then it'd be like, oh, she crazy as hell. Then it'd be like, but I was there when you was like driving her crazy. Like when she was trying to have patience and you were like pushing, picking, like not coming home, not answering her calls, like and be gone for days, and you guys have kids together, or little stuff like that. Like it's just, I don't know. And I see women do it. It's not just men. I see women who got a man that they so-called called a simp. That's what women call him. He's a simp when he's super in love with you and doing things for you and just want to be there for you. And she like, yeah, he do this, and that for me. And then I got this, and that one over there that do this for me. And this, and that one over there. I used to probably be one of them back in the day. Like where I had different guys that do different things for me. Not proud of it, but when you're young, you don't really see Yeah. But I'm saying as an adult, when you're dealing with people, I think I saw a quote. I think it was by, I forgot. I think it was Bob Marley, where it says something like, the biggest coward is a man who awakens a woman love, but doesn't like take care of it, or doesn't like actually receive it. Like he awakens her love, but then does something horrible to like not like carry through with it. And that's what I see that's what a lot of men do. They awaken because they play the oh, I'm your boyfriend, I'm your man role for a minute, where they act like they in love with you and we gonna be together, this and that, got the woman doing whatever, thinking this is what it is. And then they just leave. And then the woman be sitting there looking like, wait, what just happened? I love this man. Like, and it's turn crazy. And then it'd be like, but then the guy is literally like this.
I'm done. Right.
I don't know. I don't know what her problem is. She crazy. She's the y'all know the stories. Even the girls, even with the guys, he'd be like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He knew I wasn't serious with him in the beginning. All we was doing was hanging out. Like, I never told him we was in a relationship, because that'd be the girls thing. I never said we was together. Right. I just spent a lot of time with him. He started thinking we was together. You know what I'm saying? So I was more so going off of like those people. Like, what is it? Because, when they say when you experience people like that, you don't want to end up bitter. So you're not supposed to be angry at them forever. You know what I'm saying? So how do you really, because I know that with me, I'm more of like real shut down with people like that. Like, if you screw me over, then I just don't ever want to speak to you, see you, nothing ever again. Some people are like, no, you shouldn't be like that. You should want to speak to them, let them see your social medias, let them do everything. Don't block them. And I'd be like, why? And they'd be like, cause you want them to see you doing good. And I'm like, but I was doing good when I was with them. So for me to keep doing good,
I get that too. But it depends on how that person drives you. So yeah, I mean, obviously there are gonna be exes in your life that you probably won't like. Oh, okay, they can see me doing good, but whatever. But then it's gonna be some in your life where you might have to just completely detach.
Yeah.
Completely detach. Like completely.
Yeah.
All existence.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I think people don't understand that. Some people are just like, no, you just treat all people the same. And I'm just like, no, it's case by case with me. Like, I feel like a lot of my exes, I can still speak to this day. Like, I can still reach out. They can still reach out to me. Ain't nobody saying, man, she was ain't nobody saying nothing crazy about me, because I am at the space where I could be cordial with literally about 95% of my exes. It might be like one or two that I will never even acknowledge in public, even if, I would act like I saw right through them. You know what I'm saying? But there is reasoning for that. Like, and the ones that like that, I've had them say to me before, like, it ain't like I treated you like, oh, dude did. It ain't like I did what he did to you. I've had them say that to me, and it just be like, yeah, you didn't. But what you did was on a whole another level. It wasn't like a physical thing. It wasn't like oops, I stepped on. It was like you stuck a knife and you kept twisting it. And you kept twisting it. And you kept twisting
what? You just said something. I think when people make comments like that, or I didn't do as bad as such and such and such did, they're only saying that because they were listening to you to see how much they can get away with.
Who just said this to me?
Jerry. I like that.
I just had this conversation over lunch over the week. And my girl, she made a point to say that the reason why she does not go deep into like the past pains of her prior relationships is because she doesn't want her current man to know how, or to get an idea that he can push the limits to this point before she washes her hands. And I was like,
I don't think, and I agree with that. I will always say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might give some, like, when we're talking about it, like, oh, okay, this person did this, this, and that. I'm not finna give you the worst things that were done. I'm gonna give you the things that were done that was like, maybe I could have dealt with it, but I decided not to, because you're never gonna know the worst, because I don't want you to even feel like you could even go there. I don't want you to feel like you can even touch the surface of what he did in any kind of way. So I'm not gonna give you all of that. Know that we just had we ain't had no conversations, no good conversations. We were on different intellectual levels. You can know that part. You can't know the part about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he used to, whatever was worse than that.
Yeah, right. You
can't know that. You don't need to know that part.
Right.
Period.
No,
but does
I agree.
That matter with?
I'm learning that.
Does that change depending on like who you're with, though? You know what I'm saying? Or is that like a universal practice?
With them? Have they come to the point where they've made mistakes with you and you've already set boundaries of what you will and won't do? You know, if y'all are later on having that type of conversation after that, then yeah, but that person has to already know what you're willing. That doesn't come when y'all first start dating.
Yeah, I was gonna say not in the beginning, I would believe. That's what I'm learning now.
Yeah.
And I think that's like you said, that's what a lot of people do. I ain't even gonna say women, but men, because men do it too. That's what a lot of people do going into relationships. Now, when I say that you should discuss the things that happen in your relationship before, I mean you. Like, tell me what you did. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you whether or not I'm willing to deal with it. You know, some of the things that other person did to make you break up with them, tell me some. I will tell some things, but I'm not going to get into the worst. I can get into the worst of what I did, because dude, look, are you going to deal with this or not? But you know, the worst that person did, I'm not even, and I might not even ever say, because realistically, if I'm with somebody that's great for me, I don't even want to talk about it.
Right.
I mean, at that point, they're irrelevant. So,
like, also with asking those questions in the beginning too, I think being very observant with who you're with in the beginning too is a very good key, because even if they aren't truthful about their past, you can kind of pick up on something from their relationships with like family members or friends. So paying attention to how they maneuver with people in general, and not just thinking because he likes me, I'm special and he's going to treat me different. He may be mean to everybody else, but I ain't special. Like, he really likes me, or he may have impatience for everyone else, but he has patience for me because he loves me. Like, just knowing that the person that you're seeing that may not have patience for everyone else may be the person that settles in the dust once you guys get comfortable, you know? And just being able to really say, or even confronting that issue, like, hey, I noticed you're impatient with this. Is this something that, you know, that's a part of you? Like, is this what you do? You know, whatever. Having that conversation and not being afraid to have the conversation a lot. I think a lot of times people see stuff and they don't want to approach it because they're afraid of approaching it or having that conversation. Because I found myself in that position a bunch of times where I was like, ooh, I don't like the way that looked, or ooh, I don't like the way that sounded. Should I say something? Like, how should I say it? I don't want to come off like I'm just being like, you know. So I think a lot of people, especially when it's a new relationship and you really like the guy or the girl, you kind of sometimes turn your head. So just not turning your head to certain things and just being upfront. I'm finding that asking those questions, and then if you feel uncomfortable with something, or if you find something is not settling well with you, confront it. You don't have to be confrontational. No one's saying you have to be argumentative and be like, hold up, what's going on? Like, you know, just being like, hey, I noticed you did this. You know, it's something I've been wanting to talk to you about. I noticed last week there was a moment where XYZ played out XYZ. Then, you know, based on his reaction or his response is how you can kind of see how it will go in the future. But I mean, those are the difficult conversations that you would need to have early on, because I feel like we find ourselves in situations. I found myself, let me not speak for everyone, where I'm in
everybody has.
I'm in, like, well, you both are married. That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, like, still currently, I find myself in situations where I find myself where I wish I would have, like, I feel like I saw something in the beginning, but I just was so into it that I just be like, whatever. And then, like, down the line, I'd be like, dang, I knew it. Like, I should have said something. Like, dang, like, if I would have said something then, it probably wouldn't even be coming out like this, because he would have known from the jump, I'm not for none of this. You know what I'm saying? But you can't even say that,
because, I mean, you can't say what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, like, people go through that when they married. Like, both sides, me and him have had things that we had to be like, oh, I really don't like this later on, where we probably should have said something a little bit earlier. So I mean, you know, it happens. I think that is an issue of parents not teaching their kids how to be in a relationship.
Ooh, that's
like
a good one.
A lot of times parents don't raise their daughters to be wives, and parents don't raise their sons to be husbands. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times, some people, I don't want you dating. I don't want you doing this. No. I think when they get to the point where they're curious about dating, we have to own into, okay, this is what you should be doing when you present yourself to somebody. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Make sure that you are comfortable with being honest. Be blunt. If they don't like it, they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? This is what a husband should do. This is what a wife should do. You know, whatever. Like, we try to run away from those conversations, and a lot of parents are, well, I don't want them dating until they're 16 or 18. Well, while they're interested in dating, why don't you talk to them about marriage? Because realistically, that's what comes next. Doesn't have to happen immediately, but they still need to know, because they can miss a lot of mistakes in dating if they knew what to look for in order to become married, like to have that lifelong partner, even if they're not going to be married. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you believe in or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just teach your kids how to be in relationships and stop running away from life.
And I'm like, go ahead.
But then at what point, right, do you kind of like do nurture kind of kicks in? You know what I'm saying? To where, like, let's say that if you weren't like raised in a household that fostered that type of, like, I don't know, marital environment, or teaching you how to treat a woman, teaching you how to treat a man or whatnot. At what point, how long can we use that as an excuse before it's like, you're 30, you're 40, you've been in this world long enough, you have a network of like people that are in healthy relationships, like you have to learn for yourself how to navigate through this dating world?
You mean kind of like, so I'm going to answer this two ways, because I need to make sure I'm understanding exactly what the question is. I think at some point we do have to take ownership for not being that genuine person that we really are up front. We at in your 30s, you know what I'm saying? You should know, like, you should be at the point where I'm just going to come as I am. And if you do something that's going to tick me off, I'm just going to let you know. And if you don't like it, then that just lets me clarify now that we're not right for each other. You know what I'm saying? When we're in our younger years, in your teens and stuff like that, and you don't do that, then that's when you can say, you can kind of use that excuse, like, I didn't grow up doing this or doing that. But if you've been dating like most people have been dating since their 20s or since their late teens or whatever, in your mid-30s, you should know better.
Yeah, because you got them people out there that be, I gotta look at the other side, and I just be seeing, like, I don't know if it happens so much with women, it might, but I see a lot of like coddled men by their mothers. That no matter how old they get, their mom is still going to be their mom. And that instilled like mentality, that instilled like tie to their mom is instilled. And it's not something that's just like, no matter how old they get, it's not going to make them be like, oh, you know what? I know this is wrong for me to be up under my mom like this, or to have my mom come before my wife, or to have my mom make decisions for my household that she's not living in, or for my mom to be at my household with my family at all times, interfering in things that I shouldn't have. No matter how much a man may know that's not right, a lot of men don't go and say, "Ma, stop, don't go." Some men do. Now, I ain't gonna, like, some men put their foot down and be like, "Look, this is my wife, this is my family, this is what it is." Some men are just like, "That's my mama, and that's just, she raised me. You don't know what she had to do. It was just me and her. It was just, you never."
Oh, there's I think that's a topic that we can touch next time, because we are definitely running out of time. But there's a reason for that. And I really want to just talk about it like right now, but we're going to get into it next time. We're going to get into it next time. We're going to get into it next time.
I'm excited about that, because I need to know, girl, because that one be like, oh my God. Because it seemed like they don't want no other woman to run their life, but they're so fine with their mama running their life. What's that about?
That is a whole topic. We already know what we're talking about next time, then.
Yeah, that was a good one. Woo! Girl, fire. And, if anybody, if you guys have opinions and you have thoughts about the topics that we discuss, even if it's for next time, definitely share those views with us online. You can see us on social media at the news media girl version, and all the topics for Three Brown Women at Girl TV.
Yes.
Okay, come on,
cheers. Make it more alive.
if you need me to.